How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to TableTakes. We got a lot of headlines to cover today. There's so much news in the board game world, but as usual, we're going to get started with all of our lovely hosts. We have the whole gang here today. Let's start with Peter. Peter, it's so good to see you. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be back. I am giddy with excitement, Javion. It is May in Seattle, and you know what that means. It's time for the Seattle International Film Festival, the most exciting event outside of tabletop gaming. I went to the opening gala last night and enjoyed an amazing film called Past Lives. But the biggest news blew me away. I had no idea this was happening. There was an announcement that SIF has purchased the Cinerama. That is Seattle's greatest movie. Some would say the world's greatest movie theater, which went out of business during the pandemic. It was founded by Microsoft founder Paul Allen. But it went out of it is back. The film festival bought it with the blessing of the Paul Allen estate. I'm so excited. Rumor is they will even have chocolate popcorn. So
Yes. Okay, good. Yeah, I know people who would go to the movie theater, literally just buy chocolate popcorn and leave. Like not even get a
it
movie ticket or anything.
is
I know
great.
Marcus is also excited. He loves that place.
It is so yeah, we're so happy. So see, even while engaged in leisure time, I managed to find newsworthy scoops for this show.
We expect nothing less from our fearless leader, Peter. Thank you very much. Bonsai, what have you been up to? What are you doing this week?
Oh, this one, this week. Well, I'll get back to it, but I did a binge. I did a binge and basically went through the Expanse TV series. I
Oh
now
wow.
want to read the books. I want to read the books now. I also quick drop out. I saw the new Genevieve for this year's Gen Con that's coming out. And I'm like, yes, give me. She's teal this year. She's teal. And so I want to add her to the collection right behind me. As I don't know if you can see, I got the owl bear and I got Genevieve right there. Now I need another Genevieve to fit. Like, see, there's that one gray spot I need to cover up. And so it only can be covered up by more stuffed animals. So
Wow, this is huge news. I had no idea. I just thought Genevieve was just a red dragon through and through,
nope.
100% of the time, always and forever. But no, we're getting color variants. We're getting rainbow colored
Is there going to
Genevieve.
be rainbow
Oh,
versions
I
for the
I
rest?
hope
Do
so.
I
If they're
have to get the whole collection now?
they
A rumor
better.
started on TableTakes in May 12th, 2023 by Javion Smith.
Well, that's very cool. I hope to see it when you get it. Noir, what about you? What have you been up to?
Been a little under the weather this week, so I pretty much kind of kept to myself and just stayed in and binged some more Star Trek and some other shows that, I've given myself a goal. I want to watch every Razzie Best Picture winner
Oh, really?
because I love watching bad movies. And recently I watched Wild Wild West with
Mm-hmm.
Will Smith. That movie does it hold up? It's got a lot of bad things in it. So
Oh
I
yeah,
haven't
I
watched it in a
totally.
while. Is there a lot of bad things in
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of bad things in it.
yeah, yeah.
It-
It's a sketchy. It's a different time. It's a different time. That's what
so
we
yeah,
say, right?
I'm just going back and watching some older movies and TV shows and just getting a kick out of it. I never watched Lost, so I think I might commit to trying to finish Lost.
Mm.
I don't
I
know. I hear the ending's not good enough to actually binge. It's like,
Oh, don't listen to what people say, Nora. You just do what your heart tells you. For myself, I have been watching a lot of TV as well. I have been trying to keep up, but there's so much. There's Barry, there's Succession. Man, I still haven't even caught up on Mandalorian, and I know that's already like the new season's already done. So, oh man, yeah, I'm trying to keep up with all these TV shows. There's just so much to watch, you know. I'll just
Barry
stick
is so
to
good.
Barry is so good. Barry's really good. It's been crazy this season. I've been really excited about a lot of stuff that's been coming out. So, oh, also I have a new job now. Yay!
Hey,
hey, tell us
Yeah,
more
Ooh.
about it, Javion.
I'm doing more reception work because I can't keep this beautiful face away from the public forever. Um, I'm doing reception at a massage place again, different one this time. Called La Vida. So
Oh,
hope it goes well. Hope the schedule. They already know about you guys, and they're gonna let me keep working here. So don't worry, they're not gonna take me away from you guys. It's all good.
They have a friends and family discount.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
I thought that's why you were mentioning us. I was like,
Oh,
can
yeah.
we get
are we
some-
gonna get discounts for massages? Oh, there you go. Use this Gen Con. Go to Levita. Go Gen Con. No, just joking.
Well,
Gone
folks, in the
Javion.
board game industry, there's just so much hubbub. I don't think I even have time to answer all these questions. I think we just gotta jump right into this news, folks. There is some buzz in the Magic the Gathering world, and Bonsai, why don't you tell us about our first headline here?
I'm gonna tell you, who are you, Doctor Who? That is, Magic Doctor. Like basically, I heard in August, that Wizards of the Coast is working with was it with Doctor Who folks? IBC? Yeah, sorry. Brain farting. But in any case, they have officially announced when the cards are coming out. It's going to come out October 13th, 2023, offering 50 new cards, all, of course, featuring the 9th, the 10th, and the 11th Doctor on here. And pre-orders are already open for Amazon for about $50.29. For the Collector's Booster Pack, let me go ahead and give you the rundown of what they said. Each collector booster pack is going to get 7 to 14 rarity rare or higher cards, 6 to 7 extended art cards, and such, and about 3 to 10 special surge foil cards. The special announcements, you know how they are making the one ring to rule them all. Apparently, though, they're going to only have 2 showcase TARDIS cards in these decks. So, I don't know. What is this? Like now, Wizards, we're seeing what you're doing here. First, you make one card that's only the one ring, and now you're only coming out with 2 TARDIS in these collectors decks. I see what you're doing here. Now, what's going to be the 3? That's my tin hat
I see.
observation. What's going to be I'm only going to release 3 of this certain card now. But of course, those collector booster pack is also on retail for pre-order on Amazon for about $242.49. I switch numbers all the time. But yes, what is your suggestions about what Magic has in store with these Who decks, Dr.
Well,
Who?
probably get in early because this is going to be a huge turnout for when this comes out. I know so many people who love all of the different crossovers that Magic the Gathering has been doing, and they are not stopping anytime soon. Plus, what you were saying about manufactured scarcity that WotC's been doing for their Magic sets has really been boosting a lot of the sales, and I don't think they're stopping anytime soon. I mean, man, collector's boosters were so popular when they first came out. Like now, like, I mean, you have to try, right?
I just have one thing that I'd like to add on to this, if I might.
Go ahead.
What?
Blue players, stand up! Our time is now!
Oh my God.
Look, every one of these decks has blue cards in them, because blue is the best color in all of Magic, and it's about time people started recognizing it. Even the villains are blue. They're blue, black, red. We're winning! We're finally winning!
For all of you there at
I'm
home
with you.
who
I'm with you. Noir.
may not know what Magic the Gathering is,
Blue.
blue is actually the worst color. So
Blue
just
Blue
so you
is the
know,
best color!
Oh! Fight, Keith.
Okay,
Listen.
we gotta organize a little tournament here.
oh no, please don't.
Oh,
I don't want those problems.
I don't want those
problems. I'm ready to go.
I talk a lot of
game.
games, but I can't actually back it up. I have nothing in my collection that worth sharing, and I don't want to have to show off. Okay, so this is coming out in October this year, so that's exciting. We're not going to wait too long. So folks who are excited about it, keep your eyes peeled, because that's not the only thing releasing soon with Magic the Gathering. Noir, why don't you tell us more?
That's right, it's my turn! Wizards of the Coast unleashes product line deets for Magic the Gathering Wilds of Eldraine. Wilds of Eldraine will hit retail stores after an unusually long break from standard sets from May 12th to September 8th, as there are no standard sets being released to distract customers from purchasing the Lord of the Rings set and the Commander Masters. For their trip back to the land of fairies, adventures, and gingerbread people, Wizards of the Coast did some reworking of the standard SKUs for this set, eliminating the set-specific jumpstart boosters from their offerings. They've also played around with content on booster packs, changing the number of commons, uncommons, rares, foils, and borderless cards guaranteed in each pack. As an example, collector boosters will now come with at least 3 borderless cards per pack. There's more. You can find even more details on what all the various boosters, packs, and collections have over on ICV2, thanks to our good friend Jeffrey Dome Sanchez. So please go ahead and check that out. But blue players, stand off! It's our time.
Did I hear you correctly? Did you say that Jumpstart was removed from this set? Do we know why? Do we have any idea? Because I love Jumpstart. I'm sad to hear this.
Oh, I think one of the issues that people were having with Magic was that there was just so much happening all at once. You would have these crossover packs, these theme packs, and then you would have the actual, the actual line pack. So in order to quell all of that, they're just letting people focus on the Lord of the Rings set for a time, then the Commander Masters, and then setting some time aside for Wilds of Eldraine, so that there's less. So that there's more reason to go and pick this pack up. So I'm excited for that, but more than anything, I'm excited that every Doctor's iteration has blue in it, because blue is the best color.
I say you're right. Absolutely. Favorite blue cards? Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, Counterspell.
No.
I mean, control
taking
magic.
multiple turns. Let me tell you, there is nothing better than the sound of a player's spirit breaking when you play a well-timed counterspell.
Playing blue is a phase. Once you grow up and you realize that making other people not play the game is just childish, and you start playing seriously, come back to
If they wanted to play, they should have played blue.
Okay, Bonte, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just thinking, like, now I'm kind of thinking back to, remember how there was a big uproar about Magic the Gathering fans about like having too much variety of cards, and that they're like, oh, there's too many that we have to buy. Now this is Magic, like, basically they're like, okay, bet we're only gonna make 1 or 2 of certain cards. Like, I think that's their answer, was like, well, okay, that's what you want. Now we're not gonna make that many at all. You got your wish. So I'm just thinking about that. I'm like, I don't know why.
Yeah, it does feel like we've had a little bit of a soft reboot in terms of everything Magic. Which, I mean, depending on how this goes, it could be a refreshing change of pace, or it could just turn into more of the same. But I'm actually kind of rooting for this. I think slowing down the amount of stuff that they're putting out each month, so we can actually have a second to pinch our pennies together to get this stuff, I think that's a good move.
Well, if you ever want to do a Jumpstart, just let me know. We'll find a set that actually has Jumpstart, and we'll just grab a bunch of packs and we'll start playing. Sounds good. Okay. Moving on, we got some non-Magic related news, and Peter, why don't you take it away from here?
Yeah, so this article was brought to the multiverse by Jeffrey Dome Sanchez at ICV2. Rebellion has announced the acquisition of Tunnels and Trolls, the classic Flying Buffalo Incorporation role-playing game. Designed by Ken St. Andre, Tunnels and Trolls was published in 1975 and is considered the second role-playing game ever published. The game was designed to be a streamlined, more accessible fantasy RPG and was offered as an alternative to the more complex Dungeons & Dragons rule set. I see, even in those days, D&D was getting a bad rap for being too hard. It could be played with a group, but the RPG also offered solo and, catch this, some of you may not have heard of this, play-by-mail gameplay options. Yes,
what?
A role-playing game by mail. Tunnels and Trolls saw 9 editions from 1975 to 2015, and then after the passing, unfortunately, of Flying Buffalo founder Rick Loomis in 2019, the intellectual property was sold to Webbed Sphere Inc. in 2021. And now, Tunnels and Trolls has found a new home at Rebellion Unplugged. Quote, Tunnels and Trolls is an unrecognized trailblazer in the games industry, said Duncan Molly, head of Rebellion Unplugged. So much of the modern era of role-playing, from old-school hacks to streamlined systems to solo play, can directly trace its roots directly back to this series, end quote. Rebellion has also assumed control of the rest of the Flying Buffalo's entire line of role-playing games as part of the deal. This includes City Book, Grimtooth, and the Merchant Spies and Private Eyes series. They will also keep the entire catalog of Flying Buffalo PDFs available for online purchase. Now, that's the article, but I'm going to take this opportunity to tell a personal story. The first role-playing game I ever heard of was Tunnels and Trolls.
Ooh.
Sometime around 1977, I was a fan of play-by-mail games. Yes, this was the way we played, certainly before the internet. It wasn't before computers, but before the computers could talk to each other. Yes, we would play games by mail where they would run these games. My favorite was Nuclear Destruction, be the first kid on the block to blow up the world. And you would play a country and build nuclear missiles and fire them at each other. Oh, it was just absolutely horrible and delightful all at the same time. So, of course, as a fan of Flying Buffalo games, I subscribed to the BFM, which was the Flying Buffalo's favorite magazine, which I read religiously, cover to cover, and, of course, articles about Tunnels and Trolls. But since I wasn't yet a fan of fantasy, I took no interest in it at the time.
Really? Wait, hold on. There was a time where you didn't have an interest in fantasy? Is that what I'm hearing?
That was before my brother gave me The Hobbit.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's right.
That's very interesting. Well,
so yeah, I think that the articles probably helped stimulate. Maybe there's something there, and then I read The Hobbit. Like, oh, that's really cool. And then I probably would have, there was like a fork in the road where maybe I would have bought Tunnels and Trolls, but I went to a game store to buy a war game, and the blue box Dungeons and Dragons, Be Still My Beating Heart, the blue box set was there on the counter. And I put down Atlantic Wall and picked up Dungeons and Dragons, and my fate was set in stone from there.
That's so cool.
There's a
Peter,
divergent. You see the divergent path right there.
There it is. That was it. That was the fork.
it's always nice to hear about how things were back when RPGs were just getting their start. We have a lot to learn from you, Peter. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's move on to our next headline here. We got a little bit of gossip, and Noir is going to take it away from here.
Yeah, so for all my collectible fans, this news is going to be important to you. Shifting sales from stores to its website is a key strategy for Funko, as it posts a $61.1 million loss for quarter one. Funko identifies shifting sales from its wholesale customers to its website as a key strategy for improving its profitability, as it's presented its Q1 2023 results, which showed a $61.1 million loss for the quarter, while global sales were down 18.3% from $308.3 million in quarter one 2022 to $251.9 million in quarter one 2023. That's too much money for my mouth to say properly. Direct-to-consumer sales were up 61% year over year, and now account for 17% of sales, according to Funko CEO Brian Mariotti in the company's conference call. So you may be seeing fewer and fewer Funkos in your like hobby shops or your Hot Topics and Walmarts, but you'll be able to get everything direct from Funko itself, from the sounds of it. The growth in direct-to-consumer sales is occurring as a result of migration from collector purchase from stores to the Funko website. Our data suggests that among avid collectors, many purchases that may have occurred at a retail partner in the past are migrating to Funko.com. So take that for what it's worth. Are you guys Funko collectors? I'm kind of curious.
I only have one Funko. The rest are just like the Lego Brickhead, which realistically are building Funko. They're Lego Funkos that you just build. But I only have one, and that's Shishomaru and Inuyasha. I didn't want the Inuyasha. I only wanted Shishomaru. Shishomaru is the only one who matters. But it was a collector's. It was a combo set, so that's what I have.
I have my two favorite of my many Funkos that I've been gifted over the years are my Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy bobblehead, and I have her perpetually riding Lion from Steven Universe, just because I think that combination would never happen in no well I mean actually it would definitely happen if if like Taika Waititi or something was still making like made a Guardians of the Galaxy movie or something like that. That's what would happen. But yeah, I think there's a Funko store up north of me here in us here in Seattle in Everett. And I've been to it. It's pretty huge. It's interesting that they're moving to online. I wonder if they'll keep that store around because I feel like somebody told me at some point that it's like the major one. It's like the big like headquarters of Funko. So I mean, I think it's really cool. It's like walking through like a amusement park, when you're walking
Right.
through all the different huge Funkos or custom Funkos that you can make yourself and things like that. So I'm sure that you'll still have that same functionality online.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. Yeah, it's. I'm just glad to hear that Funko's finding a way to keep doing what they're doing. But it wasn't. I believe we reported a story about how they were trashing a bunch of their inventory.
Yeah.
And I don't love that aspect of it. So here's hoping that now they can be a little bit more careful about their inventory and we're not just dumping it.
Yeah, it's going to be a little tough to do that when they're making games repurposing their Funko games, which was a cool idea. It's sad to say that it's not working out for them. It's not enough to keep their stores open. So, but here's to you, Funko Games. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep putting out some fun bobbleheads for us. All right, let's hop into another hobby. And Peter's going to take this headline for us.
Yeah, this article is brought to the multiverse also by Jeffrey Dome Sanchez at ICV2. Ravensburger has announced that applications for its new hobby store program, which will offer event support for their upcoming release of Disney Lorcana trading card game, went live on Melee. The retailer applications were available as of this past Wednesday. The hobby store program was designed to help retailers provide the best Disney Lorcana trading card game play experiences for their customers by supporting organized play. The applications for this program are being processed through Melee, which is an event operations platform that runs both online and IRL events. Retailers with a new or existing Melee account can apply to join this program if they meet a series of requirements articulated on the Ravensburger website. The criteria for joining the hobby store program includes the length of time a store has been in business, seating capacity, previous and current organized play activity, locations, and amenities. The number of stores accepted into the Ravensburger hobby support program will be limited, and the deadline to apply is June 2nd. This program is available in all regions where the Disney Lorcana trading card game will be sold. Alongside the hobby store program announcement, Ravensburger also revealed an image of the new Disney Lorcana trading card game organized play kit. I just gotta say, I think this sounds fantastic. I love it when publishers create systems that can help retailers do a better job and communicate the things that they're looking for, communicate programs that help the retailers understand how best they can support the game, and of course, how best that they can, make money at the game, which they need to in order to, do well. So, and I got to say, Ryan Miller over there at Ravensburger, who is the brand manager, I guess, for Lorcana. He used to work at Wizards of the Coast. He has a retail background. I'm not at all surprised to see this program rolling out. It's got his mark on it. Should be good.
I always knew that Lorcana was going to be big. I mean, we've seen like the sales of the different like cards and how much they're selling for and stuff like that be a good indicator. But you've seen a lot of TCGs come and go, and they ebb and flow, and it's like, they got a big start. There's a lot of hype on Kickstarter and something like that, and it just fizzles out. or it comes up and it comes back down, comes back up again. And Lorcana, it seems like it's going to be around for the long haul because it sounds like there's a lot of
Yeah.
interest.
But it seems like it, but it's just still all hype at this point. I mean, like we don't know. We got to see it. It's got to, is it
Gotta
gonna
manifest it.
Yeah,
No, manifesting
manifest
this.
it.
I'm gonna become the
I-
next big lore kind of streamer. That's
See-
what it is. Manifesting these things.
I think it's got a good chance. I think it's got a good chance.
I mean,
yeah.
it's like being able to be at the beginning of Magic again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not interested in this game at all. But you gotta be out of your mind if you think I'm not gonna buy a pack. Just cause,
Just to have
in
it.
case, just in case it turns into another alpha type situation where it's like,
Exactly. There are cards that people are looking for as we speak to come out and try to get a copy of. Just getting ready to put it in their shelf or in a
Well-
case on their shelf and hold it forever.
I think a lot. I think a lot rides on what sort of support the game will get from the whole Disney family, whole Disney franchise. Because there are two games that have sold better than Magic, and Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. And they, I'm not saying now, but in different periods of their product lifespans. And they did it because they had media support. They had the big intellectual property, television programmings, cartoon shows, theme parks. Even now, there are even Pokemon theme parks in Japan. I don't know. Anyway, it's so if Disney gets behind it, this could be a really, really big franchise.
Well, if the announcement is anything to go off of, it sounds like they're putting some investment into it. They've done a lot of promoting for it. They're doing organized play in stores. You have until June 2nd to sign up and get on this train before it leaves the station. All right, let's jump into our next headline here. You may have heard us talking about Lucky Duck Games in the past. They've been making some pretty big moves, and they have just announced Into the God's Grave, which is a new fantasy co-op board game for 1 to 4 players, and it is based in a world where the gods have all died, and now you're a bunch of mercenaries who are supposed to be moving around this fantasy world. It's app driven, meaning you download an app and then it's fantasy themed. So you got the same old tropes of magic and mysteria, where you're trying to see if you can make a name for yourself. You get to choose your character, and you get abilities determined by your class, like infiltrator or relictor, which I still don't know what that means. And you get different lineage options like human, elf, or halfling, things that we've all seen before in like D&D and other stuff like that. So a lot of familiar things in it, but some unfamiliar things like their unique deck and combined with dice to drive your abilities in the game is how you actually play. And when you just say the words custom dice in your board game description, and I'm all over it every single time. You've got an extra player ready to go always. Also, you're going to be combining your dice with your deck, but you're modifying your deck over the course of the game to reflect all of your different abilities as you play. So it's got some dynamics to it. I love seeing cooperative fantasy games. It kind of looks a little bit more mainstream, a little bit middle of the road, but that's my area. That's my realm. I don't know like the deep lore of like Lord of the Rings or any of like the Broken Wheel. What is it called? What's that series called with the wheel in this title? Is it Broken Wheel?
Wheel Time.
Wheel of Time. That's the I don't know any of these things, so I like it when a game comes out like this, where it's like you don't have to know everything about like how fantasy is supposed to work or anything like that. We're just gonna get you something that everybody can enjoy. The companion app is used on your phone or your tablet, and it's very similar to a game like Destiny, if you ever heard of it. Sorry, Destinies, not Destiny, which is a completely different thing that I know somebody in chat is going to be screaming about because I just mentioned the word Destiny. But no, Destinies, another game where you're sort of exploring hex tiles and you got an app that helps you with the narrative of the game and everything like that. So it's got a lot of really cool aspects to it. The art looks pretty okay for now. We'll have to take a look at how the sales go and how the ratings go to see if it takes off as well as they want it to. Lucky Duck Games has been making some moves. Like I said, they just launched the Global Publishing Network. It's allowed them to do a lot of things like localizing and licensing games between regions. That's probably why they were able to make an app-assisted board game like this, considering that some of their other games were a little bit smaller in scale. So They've got some other announcements on the way, like Once Upon a Line, which is supposed to be a sort of storytelling style game that they just announced actually, and some other stuff that like the Kickstarter campaign will announce for Into the God's Grave when it comes out. There's not a lot of details about the release for the retail edition just yet, like the MSRP. We don't even know how much it's going to cost yet. So just keep an eye peeled for the Kickstarter when that comes out later this month. Or you can even check out the gallery and take a look at some of the pictures on ICV2. Quick shout out to William Niebling for bringing this article to our attention. We love you. We love you, ICV2. I'm sure you folks have other games that you're looking forward to in this vein, but I think this one looks pretty cool. I'm definitely excited to try it out when it comes out. If it's not too crazy in price.
Yeah, the player versus the phone mechanic is something that Return to Dark Tower has, and it works real well. The only thing that makes me a little wary is I have been burned by games that have proprietary dice before.
Mm.
There's the Star Wars tabletop game where you can't find the dice for them anywhere, and that hurts my feelings. But I'm still probably gonna take the dive with this one.
Well, hopefully it holds up to the hype that I am setting it up for. Fingers crossed for Lucky Duck Games. We wish you the best of luck there. All right, let's move on to our next headline here. Bonsai, why don't you tell us more about this Root movie? What?
Oh, so it's both a great announcement and an awe announcement for a moment. Just because thank you, Mike Didymus. I'm sorry if I pronounced that name wrong, from True at Board Game Wire for bringing this out. Well, basically, there were plans underway to bring Root, the board game, to the big screen as a movie, not an animated series. But due to like some reasonable like request from like the writers the Writer Guild of America, it's been put on hold until like basically the situation has been worked out with them. Of course, the Writers Guild of America, if you guys aren't familiar, they're currently on strike because they're asking for better play, stabilities for writers, recruit, like basically having regulations on the use of artificial intelligence in writing, improve pay for and residuals for streaming content as well. A lot of people think, of course, they think writers, they think I'm on the same levels as executives. Writers don't get as much as executives, and they really as much any writer in any TV series, they don't really get as much credit what they're due, and they we got to feed the people who entertain us, just as a quick clip. So unfortunately that is the case until like basically we get an understanding of folks and being able to work with them. So more on that. Just going back to the Root movie, Patrick Leader, the owner and CEO of Leader Games, revealed that Ben Meckler and Chris Amick are Amick from Kung Fu Panda, the animated series, and the Netflix series of Kippo, the Age of Wonder Beast, has been working on a film pitch for Root. The Root as a film or animated series. But according to Leader, there's always been bites every couple of years since like 2018 about, oh, look, we love Root. This looks like a great thing. The artwork is great. It's iconic. It looks like something that will really gravitate towards people. And if you've ever played the board game, the whole world itself is really, really well built. And I can't wait to actually see series and everything. But yeah, hopefully eventually things will work out, and then we'll get to see cute otters wheeling and dealing with eagles in a few more years. What do y'all think about the potential for board games to be more movie based? I wouldn't mind a Terraforming Mars movie myself.
I kind of felt like the Dungeons and Dragons movie was going to open up the floodgate to this. And I think if each property puts in the same amount of care, or if not more care, and not just try to rush this stuff on screen, it'll be good. I think Root as a property will do extraordinarily well, just because it's so freaking cute. It's like all the best parts of Narnia. So I'm very excited for it. But what do y'all think?
I think it's just I think we should just like take a second and like realize that there are actual board game movies being made. Like
Yeah.
we're in a place where board game movies. I mean, who thought that board game movies were going to be a thing? We all know Clue, that movie. Everybody loved that one, but then like for some
Alternate
reason,
endings.
no
Sorry.
other ones got made. This is like Connect Four getting a movie of all
Oh,
about itself. Like
oh
think
my
about
God.
it. This is
I
just
forgot
So
crazy.
much
that
better than that.
Yeah, I
Oh,
was just about to be
Battleship.
like,
Oh
Battleship
no.
got a
Oh
movie.
no, no, we don't talk about Battleship. Don't.
We do
Oh my
talk about
God.
Battleship.
You know, it's the our lovely, amazing, wonderful geek culture is becoming bigger. It's becoming more. It's broader, more diverse, and yeah, there's going to be a few missteps, but this is generally this is pretty cool. It's a sign of acceptance of geek culture.
Yes.
Yeah.
We made it. I can't wait for next summer to check out Tic Tac Toe.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, speaking of exciting announcements, who's ready to hear the Golden Geek Award winners for 2022?
Woo-hoo! Let's do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Board Game Geek does an awards for board games every year. This is the 17th annual Golden Geek Awards. So I'm just gonna really quickly list out all the winners and any notable runner-ups that I saw. So best two-player game award goes to Splendor Duel. Splendor is already a classic game that everybody loves, and got a two-player version of it that was very well received by its player base. So congratulations to them, as well as the runner-up Wingspan Asia, a two-player expansion for Wingspan. The artwork presentation award goes to Flamecraft, a game about dragons who are flying around from shop to shop in a little town, helping them create works of art or just sell their wares in their shops. It's a very cute looking game and definitely deserves this award. It's magnificent. We also got the Best Cooperative Game Award
Yeah, we
going
do.
to Return to Dark Tower.
Woo!
Noir is a
Woo!
huge fan of this one, so is Peter.
Sweet.
It's a massive game. It definitely deserves this award because it has lots to offer players of fans of the fantasy genre who loved the Return to Dark Tower game back when it first released, and this one definitely delivered on some of the promises that it made. So congratulations to them as well. The Best Expansion Award actually went to Dune Imperium Rise of Ix.
The X.
Yeah, so the Ixalan, I believe they're called, was a new faction that was announced for Dune Imperium that was added in. We got some new characters that were added in, as well as some changes to the gameplay mechanics on how you collect spice. So it's a very cool expansion. I got a chance to play it myself and I loved it. Notable runner-up was also another Dune Imperium expansion, Immortality, as well as the Wingspan Asia expansion. So Dune Imperium, people still love it. People are
Dune
still
is a
rooting
good-
for it. So very
It's
good
a good
stuff.
game. Just get it.
It's very good. Wingspan Asia and Dune Imperium. Okay. Now the winners for best innovative game and best light game of the year, light meaning casual-ish, are both the same game, Cat in the Box, the deluxe edition. I will have to admit, this was a game I did not have on my radar at all until it was brought to my attention at the award show here. So Cat in the Box is actually a multi-dimensional sort of quantum trick-taking game. Think Schrodinger's cat. The cards in your hand will be played in Welcome back, folks. Sorry about that. A little technical difficulties there, but we're back. We're back and ready to give you the rest of the winners of the Golden Geek Awards. Okay, we're going to have to speed through this because we don't have a lot of time left. We got the medium game of the year, Heat, Pedal to the Metal. We got the heavy game of the year winner, Carnegie. We also have the best party game winner, Ready, Set, Bet, as well as the runner-up, another John Declare game, Long Shot, the dice game. Print play game winner of the year was Aquamarine, a print and play game for you to enjoy. Best solo game, and definitely the only award Turing Machine was going to win was Turing Machine. Best solo game, congratulations. Also, Heat Pedal to the Metal also won Best Thematic Game. Best War Game Award goes to Undaunted Stalingrad for all you war fans out there. Best best board game related podcast goes to This Game is Broken. And finally, best board game app runner ups were Role Player and Hero Realms, Curses, and winner Everdell. Congratulations to all of the winners of the Golden Geek Awards. Congratulations to all of you. All right, let's jump into our next headline here. Noir, why don't you take it away?
Let's just get right into it. Fantasy Flight Games is stepping into the ring with a new Star Wars themed trading card game to go up against Magic the Gathering and Disney Lorcana. The game's going to be called Star Wars Unlimited, and it will launch in 2024 with a full 200 plus card set and all new art based on the original trilogy, alongside a full slate of organized play events. Speaking with Polygon ahead of Tuesday's reveal, co-designer Jim Cartwright readily acknowledged that he and his team would be fighting an uphill battle to earn the hearts of potential players, especially those burned by past experiences with Fantasy Flight's card game franchises. Fantasy Flight's reputation as a publisher of card games is a bit rocky following a series of high-profile cancellations, including Netrunner, Legend of the Five Rings, and Star Wars Destiny. The most recent failure, however, was the mysterious technical mishap that derailed Keyforge, the popular procedurally generated card game that launched in 2018. Early interest was high, but an unknown issue stopped production in its tracks. The game is now owned and produced by a different company entirely. Cartwright said that this time around, Fantasy Flight is moving all necessary resources in a position to put its best foot forward with Star Wars Unlimited. I, for one, am excited. I can't get enough of card games, and I can't get enough of Star Wars. I think this might just be a match made in heaven, so please, 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 Fantasy Flight, come through on this one. You're our only hope. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it looks like we have seen Fantasy Flight really stick to their guns with Star Wars in the past. So I fully expect them to follow through on this one for sure.
Heck yeah.
All right, well, let's jump into our next headline here because we don't have a lot of time, unfortunately. I don't know if you guys noticed there was a technical issue earlier.
I barely noticed.
So actually, to follow up on what you're saying, Noir, yeah, Fantasy Flight Games had unfortunately had to cut ties with Keyforge, which was a really cool game. I still own a lot of decks of it. If you don't know, Keyforge is a game where you collect decks, not cards. Every time you buy a deck of Keyforge, every card in it is procedurally generated randomly, so that you always get a unique deck of cards that you can instantly start playing against somebody else's, and you never have to buy new cards or switch up which cards are in your deck or anything like that. You can only play the cards that are in your deck. So it was a really cool, very unique idea. Unfortunately, it got dropped by Fantasy Flight. However, it got picked up by a new company called Ghost Galaxy. Ghost Galaxy picked up the company thanks to Christian Peterson, the founder of the company, who has a lot of ideas on how to change up the formula for Keyforge to sort of revitalize it. First of all, there is a pre-release coming with the new launch of their sixth set. There's 6 sets of the Keyforge, and this is the 6th one. It's going to have a pre-release week, about 1 or 2 weeks before the actual release of the set. It's going to have a 2-player starter set instead of a single-player starter set. So instead of just buying a new starter set, depending on when you jump into the game, there's just one 2-player starter set with randomly generated unique decks in each starter set, but they're not for experienced players. Chris Peterson said specifically, do not buy this 2-player starter set if you have played Keyforge before or if you own our other decks already. It's going to retail at $40, which is going to include the $13 decks as well as plenty of components for you to get started, as well as the new release of Keyforge Adventures, which is a brand new way to play Keyforge cooperatively. You're solving puzzles or you're trying to overcome obstacles or unique challenges that are only released with Keyforge Adventures. You might have seen things like Arkham Horror LCG, also run by Fantasy Flight Games. So it looks like they are doing something very similar with Keyforge Adventures, and there are lots of announcements left to see for Keyforge. So it looks like there is sort of a soft relaunch happening for Keyforge. I'm excited to see it because I love Keyforge. I love playing it. I love all of the huge playmats that I bought for this game that I'd like to still get some use out of. And it looks like the new release of Winds of Exchange are the new sets of cards that people are going to be seeing. A lot more factions, a lot more abilities come out for their different decks that are going to be released out. So definitely get on board. Now's a good time to check it out if you've never played it before, or if you're like me and you're really excited about a new way to play Keyforge. There's plenty of content left to come out later this year. Very, very exciting stuff. All right, folks, let's roll right into our final headline of this segment. Noir, what would you like to tell us about D&D today?
Dungeons & Dragons reveals 24-hour streaming channel plans. Hasbro announced that it's rolling out Dungeons & Dragons Adventure, a new free ad-supported television channel that will feature a variety of shows from familiar faces. Although Entertainment One, E1, the video and game media arm of Hasbro, hasn't announced the distribution yet, Variety reports that it is expected to be available on multiple platforms. First up in the initiative order are 3 celebrity-focused unscripted series, which include the cast of the AP podcast Encounter Party, returning for a fully produced video AP. Faster, Purple Worm, Kill from Matthew Willard, and cooking series Heroes Feast. Additionally, Hasbro says that the channel will continue to feature both older content like the 1980s animated Dungeons & Dragons series, as well as a third-party content from top internet creators and influencers with a focus on live gameplay. So, it looks like Hasbro's hopping into the ring of getting into the whole actual play thing. I think that if you're a fan of Dropout, you may be seeing very similar programming on this new channel. So we'll just see how it plays out. But more importantly, what do you guys think?
Well, I was really excited to see that Heroes Feast is going to be the cooking show. That is so exciting. That book is really good. It's a cooking book. My wife has fixed me several recipes out of that book. John Peterson worked on that book. It's really, and he's a great foodie. I mean, it is a good recipe book. So, I mean, I think that part sounds really good. And I love Matthew Lillard. I mean, like, wow, he is hilarious. So, I don't know. Some good content will be there, I think.
Oh, heck yeah. I know some folks that have been involved in some of this stuff, and I can tell you from what I hear, it sounds really promising. So I'm very excited to see what they come out with. Always keeping my eye on the company, but I am a fan of good content, and so I hope that we're gonna get more good content.
Yeah.
Speaking of good content, let's talk about bundles. Let's talk about bosses. Let's talk about Bonsai. Bonsai, you are our bundle boss today. What bundles have you procured for us?
Sup, welcome to my Bundle Boss Corner. Here I have for you is from Bundle Holding, Iron Kingdom Requiem. Of course, if you are into if you don't know what Iron Kingdoms is, it is a mecha fantasy tabletop role-playing game setting from Privateer Press. These editions that you're going to be getting is fifth edition compatible rules. But yeah, if steampunk, mechs, plus fantasy sound good for you, this is the bundle you want. The first tier of the bundle in the Bundle Boss of the Kingdoms of Requiem, you get for $14.95, which is a $65 value. You get the starter collection, which includes Iron Kingdoms Requiem campaign setting, a Monster Nomicon, and then also the Game Master Toolkit, Legends of the Fire, Legend of the Witch Fire Sorry, words switch on me. Also, if you want to go ahead and upgrade, you get for $30.80, you for a $70 value, you get the Borderlands and Beyond, the Borderlands Survival Guide, Shadow of the Seeker, Escape from Mind Slaver, and the Strange Light Break, and all of these. By the way, if you just want to buy geek things, but also want to help people out, well, you want to also invest in this bundle because all of this money goes to Direct Relief. If you guys haven't heard from, we've been calling out Direct Relief for a very long time here on the channel. Direct Relief is a what is it? Gosh darn it, a program that helps supplies medical supplies and medication and things that hospitals need around the world for, you know, something that happens like a pandemic or something that people need, like a serious outbreak happens. You know, it allows people to get the supplies they need to help save lives. And you know what, we like giving people lives here on this channel. But yes, that is your bundles out.
Thank you, Bonsai. Well done. Thank you so much for bringing this to our attention. We love to see a bundle. We love to save money, and we love to support Direct Relief. You know what else we love? Crowdfunders. That's right. We got Crowdfunder Court coming right up here with Peter Atkinson.
Ooh, yes. Well, if it please the court, I have a legendary bundle now available on Kickstarter with $94,000 pledged versus a goal of $30,000 and 24 days to go. The Evil Genius Games team is back with a double feature tabletop RPG you will not want to miss. For their second project, they're releasing 2 brand new cinematic tabletop adventures utilizing their signature modernized D20 role-playing system set in 2 of our favorite universes, Kong and the Pacific Rim. The cinematic adventures were just the beginning. Now they are introducing cinematic adventure paths, long-form adventure campaigns that take your characters from level 1 to level 10 across dozens of hours of exhilarating gameplay. In both these campaigns, you will dive into the lore of each world and see places you didn't see in the movies. As they introduce new canon into these beloved franchises, it's like you're living the movies. The first setting is Skull Island, set a few years after the events of the movie Kong Skull Island. This journey sees Mason Weaver and James Conrad teaming up with your heroes to investigate government cover-ups and bring the truth to light. With Monarch's covert support, the team sets out to document their findings, but they soon learn that this danger lurks around every corner, like bat-worshipping humans who have lived beneath Skull Island for untold centuries, and a prophecy of doom if Kong ever falls. In Pacific Rim Dominion of Iron, the adventure takes you straight to the action as you graduate from the prestigious Jaeger Academy and embark on your first full-fledged fight against not just one, but 2 terrifying kaiju. In Colombia, you'll navigate the treacherous world of black markets to help the government overcome internal politics and join in the fight. And then you'll go to other places and do really cool things. Check it out. That sounds really fun.
Speaking as a fan who has first-hand experience of how fun Everyday Heroes can be, I fully endorse the legendary bundle. Thank you so much, Peter, for bringing this to us. I hope you folks check out the link in chat there, as well as all the other links in chat that we've posted for today, because, we're all out of headlines. It's the end of the episode. I'm sorry, folks. But don't go anywhere. Right after this, coming up at 3:30 p.m. PST, we've got TableTakes Game Night, a very special episode. You've never seen anything like this. We're building our Monster of the Week campaign characters. That's right. We're going to be playing Monster of the Week. We are going to be building our characters today. If you want to join in on some of the world building process, if you want to know what it's like to build a character for Monster of the Week, tune in just a bit here once we are done with our break. But don't go anywhere after that either, because we've got a special episode of Sarah's Table with some very joyful gaming of the RPG Captain Swan Hands. That's right, you heard me right. Captain Swan Hands. I can only assume that there is a pirate captain who has swans for hands. You'll have to tune in at 5 p.m. PST to learn more. And speaking of which, maybe you don't know what our streaming schedule is like, so let me give you the rundown. On Mondays at 9 a.m. PST, all of our times are PST, we've got Peter versus the Machine, where Peter will take vengeance against the machine that caused our technical difficulties today and play and teach Scythe again. It's a rematch. And at 4 p.m., right after, we got board games with the Brothers Murph, as always, as well as Dress to Quest at 6 p.m. On Wednesdays, we usually have Actoroki at 6 p.m., but it's not happening this week. Peter, can you tell us why?
Actoroki's on an every other week cycle now. So yeah, so this is our off week. We'll be back the next week after that.
Looking forward to it. We always love to see people playing RPGs and other people reenacting what they did in those RPGs. It's a great time. On Thursdays at 10 a.m., we got Blood on the Clock Tower, followed by Roll Rem Alternus at 4 p.m. And then you can join us back here on Fridays at 2 p.m. for TableTakes game night, and Sarah's Table every single week. Thank you so much to all of our... Thank you so much to all of our viewers for sticking with us through all of the ups and downs. Thank you to all of our lovely hosts helping bring the news to the folks who need it most, the gamers who watch Twitch on Fridays. And thank you so much to Marcus, our producer, for helping us through all of the challenges and hurdles. We couldn't do it without you. You're truly a blessing. Mwah, mwah. We love you.
And thank you all hosts. Thank you guys. Love you guys.
Remember, folks, if you ever miss any of our programming, you can check out the VODs here on Twitch or on YouTube 24 hours later, so you never miss an episode. Or you can just follow us here on Gen Con TV for more of the best 4 days in gaming all year long. All right, folks, we're going to take a break. We'll see you at 3:30 p.m. That's half an hour. Don't go anywhere. Bye.